Hi folks, welcome to the program. My name is Ralph Medeiros. I own and operate Ralph's Auto Center in the north end of New Bedford with my son Andrew, 867 Church Street to be exact. We're located just off of Route 140. Take exit 5, it puts you on Church Street. Head down Church Street, just past Regal House, Webb Plumbing and Heating, Dollar General. Right beside Dollar General, opposite of New Bedford Vocational's faculty entrance, is Ralph's Auto Center. And we're kind of diagonal to Little People's College. So there's enough landmarks. If you haven't been to see us, maybe you've been to see some of those other landmarks. And we're right nestled in there. Very easy to get to, not even a traffic light or a stop sign if you're coming off the highway. So even if you're coming from the Cape or from the Fall River area, you're coming through 195, you just get on 140 north, which is about 3.5-ish miles up. Take exit 5, put you on Church Street. So we're very easy to get to, located in the, I guess you'd call it, I don't know if it's the far north, but it is certainly the north end of New Bedford. And we've been located there for, definitely over 25 years. We've been located in the metro New Bedford area for, over 50 years, since 1959, when my father started the company, on Allen Street, just below St. Luke's Hospital. And that was the location he started on. He had been on other businesses, but he had started at my other computer here just took off on me. My father also had a business in the 40s at Town Line, Texaco, which used to be on Dartmouth and Rockdale Avenue, right in front of Gasper's Linguiça, the old Gasper's Linguiça, when they were located in New Bedford. And so there you have some history about us, and you can give us a call here at 996-0500, 996-0500, toll free anywhere on earth at 877-996-1420. I was originally going to play Happy Days Are Here Again, but since all of us who are the bourgeoisie of the community who own property had to pay our property taxes, I decided to play Brother, Can We Spare a Dime? And there you have it, because I guess most all our checkbooks are much lighter right now, and after rendering unto Caesar our taxes. So, there you have it. Today, some statistics going on around us here. The math keeps continuing. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm competing here for the microphone. The guy next door is really yelling on that microphone, Matt, in the next studio. Sunrise today was at 6:23 in the morning. We lost 9 minutes from last Saturday morning. And sunset, this is really disturbing, at least to me it is going to be at 4:32. 4:32 in the afternoon. Okay? I mean, in the summertime, it's like 8:30, so you can see the time, the tide of light is definitely headed south in the southern hemisphere. We lost 8 minutes from last Saturday. So far this week, we've lost 17 minutes of light from last week, and it's pretty obvious. In the morning, it's nice being a little brighter, for sure, because we time shifted, but in the evening, we are paying the price at 4:30. It's the sun is gone and it's definitely getting dark out. We've got about an hour left of light on our side of the ledger that we haven't lost yet, but that's obviously kind of going down the drain rather quickly and heading south. So we've got just about an hour left. We've lost about 5 hours and 3 minutes according to my calculations since the first day of summer. So we're almost at the bottom. A little bit more to go and we'll be there. And we'll enter our winter solstice. This morning I got up real early. I went outside at, it was like 4:45, let the dogs out. And it was a marvelous evening. The skies were clearing, the clouds. Of course, it's much cloudier now, but early this morning, the moon was like a crescent moon, and the planet Venus and Jupiter, the skies were really alive. Real marvelous evening being out there in the early morning, and I pretty much walked out with, just my skivvies on. It was that warm, and it was really surprising to just go out, and here we are, November 7th, and it's this warm out. It's definitely keeping the heating bills down, and that's a good thing. So, all kinds of things happening in the auto world. You can give me a call. We can talk about what's on your mind. We're past the election and all the advertising and all the hoopla and I guess we could say things are getting back to a more normal routine. A lot of changes, I guess. There's a lot of anger out there. New Bedford seems to be sedated. Not too many changes around here. Fall River had a pretty radical change. And hopefully it's for the better. Time will tell. You know, it's the people voted it in, and we'll just see which way it goes. It'd be interesting to see. And then, of course, in the national elections, there seems to be a lot of anger brewing there. I think people are pretty much disgusted, those who can think anyway. Okay, we've got a caller here. Let me grab this caller. Very good afternoon to you, caller. Hello, are you there? Oh, no, they decided not to speak up. Okay, let's see what we get. Hi, very good afternoon to you, caller.
Ralphie!
Billy!
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Doing all right, my boy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I just come in. I have to call you, so I'm taking a break. I've been raking the leaves, you know, the fall leaves. They come down.
Oh, yeah, they've been coming down all right, that's for sure.
Oh, God, are they coming down.
Well, that's good. You know, I mean, it's good. We certainly have that winter look, but at least now it's, you know, you can easily, you know, I don't like raking them and then having enough more come down, you're back out doing it again, you know, just...
Well, it's a losing battle. Every week I go out and I do it, and I know more's coming, but it's better than having it all one shot, boy. It's hard to pick up and move, you know.
Do you have a lot of leaves?
Oh, do I have a lot of leaves over here?
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you can go ankle deep sometimes.
What's that?
You can go ankle deep.
Well, yeah. So you have to...
Between the trees and the street and my neighbor's trees over there, holy God.
So do you bag them all up and...
What can I do? You know,
yeah.
Put them out and just try again. I did it again today, and I know more's coming.
You can't burn them, right? You can't burn them in the city.
Clean where the stairs are, because I don't know, for some reason, the wind just whips it and leaves it right in front of my front steps. And you can't see it, so every day I go out and I clean it up there so nobody will fall, you know? Right. Especially when they're wet.
Yeah, well, it did rain, so yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
I remember when I was a young feller living in the city here, and also, well, I guess you could say a young man as well. When the city, I lived around Rural Cemetery, right beside Rural Cemetery, actually, and then
That's right.
A few years down the road, next, not far from Rural Cemetery. And I remember as a young feller, they would burn all the leaves and make piles, and of course today everything's illegal. We can't do that.
Can't do that no more.
Yep. And
you can't throw it in with the garbage either.
Really?
Nope.
The landfill doesn't want them?
No, you don't put it in with the garbage.
Well, they probably want them to be bio...
Well, see, my pickup day is a Wednesday. I put mine out Tuesday.
Yep.
And Wednesday night, I put out the barrels because Thursday they come pick up the yard waste. Branches, leaves, you know?
Right, right.
Yep, so you can't put it in that way anymore like you could before. Years ago, you could.
Wow.
You know, things have changed, Ralph, boy.
Yeah, well, society has changed and is changing all the time. And,
so
well,
tell me.
They're trying to make more changes, Billy, when it comes to cars and...
No, I know. I can just watch the cars go by and I'm saying, my God, I could stand in the corner and a block away I could tell you what car was coming to the street. Now, I don't know, domestic, foreign, whatever it is, I can't tell you.
Yeah, I was behind a Ford today on the way in, and it looked very Japanese, if you will.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Jappy looking, you know, and yeah, so they were all getting that international look. You're right.
They all look alike. They're all silver, gray, black, and all that. What's in the paper the other day. And the man is right.
Yeah. No.
You know, there's nothing stylish to them.
Yeah.
It's like a block and just cut off.
Well,
and, you know, the front end is all right, but then you come to the rear end of the car, it looks like they just chopped it off.
Well, you got to remember, they have to keep that teardrop, like a raindrop, for the aerodynamics. God. You know, the aerodynamics, it's all drag coefficient now. Even underneath the cars, they have panels now to reduce wind drag, so they can get eke out a little better mileage. You look at the Germans started using that system, like these panels underneath the car, and it makes it less. It lowers the drag coefficient underneath the machine. So all these little, to make it more slippery. So more slippery, less drag, less energy needed to propel the vehicle, and that's the emphasis today for mileage and.
But they're so ugly, Ralph.
Yeah.
And they're not balanced. The front looks longer than the back. I mean, it's just not a balanced car. I guess as old times they used to see the balanced car. You know what I mean? The front and the back. But now when I look at it, I say, whoa, look like somebody just chopped it off.
Well, it's kind of like styling giving way to efficiencies and industrial efficiency, you know?
Ralph, it's hard for old-timers for us to accept some of these changes. You know, we do, but it's going to take a while. You know what I mean?
I'll be scared when they have that in fashion and clothing, and we all start to have to wear the Mao-type jacket because it's efficient and it's cheaper for the masses. So we'll all comrades wear the Mao-style jacket. Huh? That's
well, you
the
know
future.
that jacket reminds me of the guy in Egypt that I can't think of his name now. He was their leader for quite a while, and he wore a style jacket like that. And the Americans started wearing that back in the 40s, if I remember.
You mean like it's almost collarless, kind of?
Yeah, I can't think of the guy's name.
Anwar Sadat?
That was head of Egypt.
They shot
and there was no collar, but that was I'm saying that I used to see that quite a bit in the 40s and some early 50s.
Yeah. Well, 40s are certainly 30s, 40s. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was the one that was his style jacket.
It never really took off in America. You know.
No, it wasn't big, but I used to see some.
No, the old movies. You watch Charlie Chan and Mr. Moto.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you're referring to, Mr. Moto?
Yeah, there's no collar. It's a jacket, just like a regular jacket, but no collar. It comes down to a little V.
Yeah.
And when I used to go downtown, and some of the guys, some of the real zippies back in the 40s, these big boppers, they used to wear that jacket.
Well, when Bernie Sanders starts passing them out of his rallies and everybody starts fighting for him, then you know we're in trouble. and Hillary, for that matter, too. Go ahead.
Besides all of this, now tell me you're short on cars again. Every week I call you, I got more cars.
We are.
Come on now.
We are a little light. I mean, we do have machines, but we have been selling them. As I said, Billy, we stay, we stay in that value part of the market between 4 and 15, with a heavy emphasis between 4 and 10. And good, clean, low-mileage cars, no major accidents, no frame, no floods, no branded titles. We're not into that. That's not our business. Some people want to be in that.
I understood. Yes, I know that for sure.
Some people want to be in it. We're not. And we just deal in good, clean cars, and we make them look good, they smell good, but they run good. We service them out. A lot of places make them look good and smell good, but they don't put the money in making them run good.
I know when your car goes out, I know you do the brakes. Yep. Even in the windshield wiper blades are brand new in the cars. Yep. Everything, I know.
Yeah, no, they leave. They're in good shape, and if something happens after the fact, we take care.
I know, because my little friend there, when she bought it from you, I don't know, I guess we're skipping, brought it back, new plug, see you later, all done.
Yeah.
Never a problem. That was a slight problem. That's all.
That was a Neon, I think, right?
No, that was at Plymouth. Neon. Yeah, Plymouth.
Yeah, the Plymouth.
Dodge made about the same car. You couldn't tell the difference.
No, you couldn't.
Except for the name.
Right.
Dodge at Plymouth, yeah. Yeah, that one there. Oh, she's so happy with that car.
Yeah.
It's been running good. She's had it now 3 or 4 years she got that off of you.
Yeah, no, she's had it for a while.
And my granddaughter loves that little Mercury Tracer.
Yeah. She's doing good with that?
Oh, she loves it. She's going back and forth to college. And
your daughter was just in for a sticker.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, we just took her. Tammy took care of her.
Jeep.
Yep.
Yeah, she's happy with that one, too.
Yeah, she needs that to get around in her job.
Yeah, especially in the wintertime when she has to get the early morning to cook, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
we
got a few cars, Billy.
Even my daughter-in-law with that little Azusa you sold her, that was a few years ago. Cars run damn good.
Yeah. No, we just try to pick up, we've been at it for a long time, and you get to be a good judge of horse flesh, so to speak, right? It's like the old timers.
Knock on wood here.
Yeah, your caddies are good job.
I think I've had it 3 years now, maybe 4. It's been excellent.
Yeah, we did a little bit of restorative maintenance to that, huh?
When I bought it, yes.
I fixed your door. Remember the panel there? Because Cadillacs are known for cracking those clips.
I mean, there was minor things, though, Ralph. Wasn't no major.
No, but the Cadillacs that has you have a coupe and the door's rather large.
And that's a 4-door Seville, remember?
Oh, yours is the 4-door. But that door, your driver's door, is still a good-sized door.
Yes, and it's heavy when you open it.
Yeah.
You've got to push it to get it open.
And the plastic they have these clips that hold the door panel.
I know.
It's not the greatest design.
No, poor, very poor.
But we did an intelligent guinea rig.
Yep, and it's worked super since that day. Yeah, I mean,
you got a little nervous
when I grab and pull the door, and it, whip it or nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you get a little nervous, and I pull the drill out and drill in a hole through your door.
How are you going to do this, I said?
Yeah, what are you going to do to my car? I said, well, I'm going to fix it. We're going to drill a hole in that panel? You're crazy.
And the other thing was when you dissected the trunk lock.
Yeah, that trunk, you have a pull-down.
It's still working.
Yeah, a pull-down lock. Yeah, we...
Yep.
You know what, Billy, though? The old-timers that reproofed me when I was a kid, young man, they taught you not just to replace parts. Any dummy can replace parts. Oh, I think it's this. Boom, put it in. Oh, gee, we'll have to go deeper. And you know, sometimes you diagnose and you're on the outer ring of the diagnostic, so you start with the most minor items and you work in deeper. You don't just go spend all kinds of money on the customer doing all these repairs and getting into serious repairs much quicker than necessary if you know, you when you start to diagnose a problem. And like we were taught to fix things, not just to repair things or replace things, you know.
Yeah, well, today the fender gets damaged. I put a new one. Years ago, they used to knock them out, straighten right out.
Well, they had more metal too.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Well, they were about a third to a half the times thicker than they are now.
You're right.
So you could heat them up and bang them out, and you know, today everything's real thin. And even like today's, you know, brake rotors, very often you're not even worth turning them on a lot of cars. You're just better off replacing them. So, yeah, there's been changes for sure. But you can still, I mean, if you're not careful on diagnostics, you can spend, a customer can spend a lot of money and still not get to the goal line of fixing the problem.
Well, like I said, so far, all the cars that we've, you know, certain people are within the family, they've been just minor little things, you know, especially the Cadillac. Two little minor things, nothing big.
How many years have you had that now, Billy?
I guess going on 4 years or so.
Is it that long? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Well,
I'm still way under 100,000 miles yet too.
Yeah, that's a nice ride.
Oh, when getting the highway and put on cruise control, marvelous.
Well, regrettably, in today's world, that's well over. That's north of 50,000, well over to buy a car of that caliber.
You told me that before. Yeah,
you're well north to buy that new and that kind of ride and power. You're over 50. I'd say you're over 60 in today's money. I mean, it's you know, cars haven't gone up. Our money's gone down.
Yeah, right.
A lot of people can't think that way, and that's the way it is.
Don't buy as much as it did years ago.
Oh, my God, no. It's getting worse, Billy. They're inflating. And, you know, not to get too off track, but, you know, people say, well, prices haven't really gone up much, haven't gone up much. Well, maybe if you're not paying attention to you when you're looking at the grocery market, prices haven't gone up. But that item you used to buy that used to say 1 pound, 1 pound 4 ounces, now says 14 ounces. They're taking away the size. The box is smaller. You're getting less of whatever you bought. So there's a price increase. You know what I mean? They kept the price at $3.99, but the package is smaller or lighter.
Well,
and people don't pay attention.
Ralphie.
Huh?
If you buy a box of cookies, I'm just saying, it's only 3/4 full.
Well, yeah.
Put the space from there to from the cookies to the top of the box.
So you're getting a price increase.
Yeah.
So the package shrinks. Its price, you know, the product is shrinking in that respect, but the price hasn't.
All right.
So they don't want to upset people by raising the price. So they think people are stupid, which in many ways they're right. A lot of people are so stupid they haven't figured it out that the package is shrinking, and they just throw it in a thing, and they don't really pay attention.
But what are you going to do for cars now, Ralph? Seeing you're shot, you're low on vehicles.
We got a fairly good selection of trucks right now, Billy. I got a nice Dodge Ram quad cab, blue, which we have in stock right now. And I'm trying to find a price on it. That's selling for just under $12,000, which is a good buy for Ram trucks, a big full-size truck, 4x4. And it's clean, been serviced out. We put a lot of money making it ready, and it looks good. It runs good. It's all there. And for $12,000, it's an inexpensive quad cab truck.
V8, V6.
V8. Oh no, that truck, they don't put a 6 in that, Billy. Yeah, that'd be too big of a horse. You need a little more of a heartbeat to move that, especially in a 4x4. But I mean, I've got new ones on the lot you can compare it to. If you want to spend over $50,000, you can compare it. For $12,000 is a steal. Yeah, it's a 2004, but your checkbook will be a lot better off with this one.
Much lighter, huh?
Yeah. And I have a great little 012 Ford Fusion, silver, That's a nice ride, nice car for $9,500. That's on sale. We lowered the price. Andy had lowered some prices here on quite a few. I think the Chevy Impala sold. I see it on my list here, but I thought someone had bought it. But that's only $6,000. That's an '05 Chevy Impala, 71,000 miles.
That's the black one, right?
No, this is a Champagne.
Oh, because I mean you had a black one there for a while.
That's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's gone. But that's $59.99, just under $6,000 with 71,000 miles. Maybe the person who bought it could not get financed. I don't know. I assume that's still available. It's on my list. Got an '01 Wrangler Sport, 47,000 miles. That's $12,500. Wranglers are expensive, but that's a good buy for a very low mileage Wrangler. Clean, no rust. Let's see. We got we got some other Wranglers haven't showed. I've got an '06 Jeep Liberty. It's only priced at, it's an '06 priced at under $7,000, 4x4. That's a good buy. Sport.
You know, them prices that somebody who, you know, want a vehicle, they get a few dollars, but they really can't afford to buy one of those expensive jobs, you know, or something over 15 or 20 grand. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So you're talking 6, 7. I think most people could handle that.
Well, yeah.
You know? Frankly,
our customer base tend to be, you know, prudent people who are frugal and trying to get through the day, and you know, we deal with a lot of people who, you know, they come to us. We're not a buy here, pay here store. We're not, you know, we could get into that, but we're not signed up for that. Buy here, pay here. Generally, it's for folks who've really are at kind of like the end of the road of their credit, and they have to rebuild themselves. So they've destroyed their credit. Sometimes out of bad luck, most time out of just, you know, not paying attention, okay, and not being responsible. And they just abuse their credit, and then they reach bottom. They nobody will trust them for a stick of gum, and then you know, when they go buy a car, they have to pay by the week, and usually the rates are through the roof.
Yeah.
And they pay weekly, not monthly, in most cases.
Yeah, you ever got like this, Ralph? Say a car $6,000 or so. Your payment is under $200 a month.
Oh God, yeah. A lot of our payments, people are like $150 a month.
Yeah, I know doing that. Now that's something you know, most people could handle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's less than most people's.
That per week isn't a whole lot.
Yeah, it's less than most people's cable bill.
Yeah.
And that's a fact.
Well, that's why you stay in that range, so you can.
Yeah, it's getting tougher because there isn't, you know, it's not, when you make the cars in good shape, clean them, make them look good, and run good, you put a lot of resources into it, so the people get good value, is what I'm saying. We're not getting rich on them, that's for sure. So we have to do the numbers to keep moving forward, you know.
Right.
It's a lot of work, and the get-readies, obviously. When people trade cars in, they're not going to spend the $500, $600 to make it 100%. They say, "Oh, I'm going to get another car," and that's what they do. So when we get them in, we go through them, and we have to, you know, it's kind of like a boat. You know, when a boat comes out of the water, you just don't put it in storage and say, "Well, next year I'll just put it in the water." It doesn't work that way. Next year you're going to have to get the bottom ready, tune the engine. You know, it's a lot of work.
Right.
Boat. Cars are no different. Not as demanding as boats are, but certainly they're machines, and they need.
A lot of people probably just want what they call just to ride, just to take them out. Nothing too fancy. You don't have to have all that fancy stuff. Just something transportation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's getting we go all over the East Coast finding cars that are clean and low mileage, and we pay. I mean, you can't steal these cars. No, you don't steal these cars. Good cars, low mileage. You got to step up. They're getting harder to find. I mean, you have 2010s with cars with over 100,000 miles. 2010s.
I know.
So when you look at it,
you do a lot more driving today, Ralph.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of, like even in New Bedford, a lot of people have to commute to work.
Yes.
So, and that's the realities, Billy. You know, it's.
Yeah, and they go through a lot of cars going back and forth to Boston. You know what I mean? Day after day, month after month. You know, car don't last so long. Yeah,
I was in Boston last night. I had to go to one of our association meetings. And
it's a nightmare up there.
Yeah, it's a busy area to say the least. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they have. Well, they just seem to have the economic power up there, if you will.
And we got nothing.
Well, that's right. We have very little.
Nothing. Well, Ralphie, let's get down to business here.
Okay.
All right. Now, AMC.
Yep.
Did they ever make a truck?
Oh, Jeez.
Like a Ranchero or a Eldorado.
AMC.
Yep. And what would they call it when they made it? This is a tough one, Ralph. I dug this one up, boy.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So you're saying they made a vehicle similar to the El Camino.
Right.
Or the Ranchero.
With the little bed in the back.
Right.
With a tailgate.
So it's like a El Camino.
Or El Camino.
Yeah, El Camino. El Caminos, they made more than Rancheros.
I know, but what I'm saying is what I'm trying to say, it's that type.
Right. And the Japanese version, for you younger folks out there, the Japanese version, which you may recall, was called the Brat, the Subaru Brat, which was kind of like a car body with a pickup bed.
Well, it's more like, let me give another hint. It's more like when Dodge and Plymouth made the Arrow. Remember that?
The Arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus, you're taking me back in time here. But
all right. I'm supposed to do that,
you know what? Now that you're bringing the subject up, didn't the Plymouth Horizon, was it the Horizon? I got the right name. It was like...
Horizon was a small little car and the Dodge Omni. They were both the same.
That's right. But they made one with a pickup body in the back, too.
Yeah.
That was a rare bird. There wasn't many of those out there, right?
No, but I think Dodge made more of what they call the Dodge Arrow.
Right. The Arrow, though... But it wasn't built on a Horizon chassis, was it?
You know something, Rob? I am not sure.
Well, when they say Arrow, didn't they make a little Japanese truck they brought in? Mitsubishi built...
yeah, the Japanese made one. They did one.
They did one. A little Mitsubishi, they used to call them... well, the Dodge, they had the Colt. No, the Colt was a sedan. A sedan.
But what I think is, these components on that Arrow, when Chrysler did it, I think the Japanese had a lot to do with that particular vehicle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the Arrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So now, any idea what AMC did with this one?
Well, let's first of all focus on the decade.
All right.
I don't recall that being a '60s machine. Probably like late '50s. Would that be in that?
No, it was in the '60s.
'60s, okay.
Yeah, because it had a Hornet front end to it. You know, used to make the Hornet.
Yeah, the Hornet, like the green Hornet, right?
Right.
Like
the front end was a Hornet.
Yeah.
But the front end was nothing but a car. Front end was a Hornet.
Yeah, like it wasn't the Hudson Hornet, it was the green Hornet.
No. It was AMC Hornet.
AMC Hornet.
Yes.
AMC.
You must have known them.
Yeah, oh yeah. Sure,
okay.
Sure. I remember the Matadors.
Yes.
What's a Matador?
Matadors was mostly in the 70s.
Yeah, they were ugly.
Yeah, well, they thought that was supposed to be the real kicker in the 70s. You know, to help them out.
They had that green.
Well, they never went real good.
Yeah, they had that army green color. I remember Matadors. Oh man, Marty Miller had those on the lot. Jeez. I can remember that clear as bell. And with Norman LaBelle, he was there working with him at the time. Jeez, it's going back some years. That AMC, now, of course, there was Paces, there was Nashes, and the little AMC sedan.
Yep.
And you're saying this was an El Camino type.
El Camino. Well, it was more on El Camino was bigger than this. This was more like on the Arrow size.
Yeah, but it wasn't a pickup.
It was a pickup.
Well, but not like it was like a homeowner pickup, like the El Camino.
No, it was smaller. It was more on the Arrow, the Dodge Arrow.
But in a car design, not like a truck.
No, which front end was like I say, was a Hornet, the AMC Hornet front end, and the back was it was a bed, small bed.
And they had a name for that, huh?
They had a name for it, yeah.
Yeah, you got me. I can't think what the hell that is.
All right.
Yeah.
It's called the Hornet Cowboy Pickup.
I can't say I've heard of that one. A cow.
And on the back, it used to say Jeep.
Oh, geez, what a kind of hermaphrodite is that?
Uh-huh.
And is this a production model, Billy?
Yeah, very low production.
Wow.
Yep.
So it was called say that name again now. It's called a what?
Hornet Cowboy Pickup.
Hornet Cowboy
Pickup.
This is something you think you see an Electric Cowboy or something, that movie.
Yeah, honest to God. I got a picture right here in front of me.
No kidding.
And on the back, they have a nice chrome bumper, but on the back it says Jeep.
No kidding.
Now figure that one out, huh?
Yeah, that's...
Tough one. I I knew this was going to be a tough one.
Yeah, no, I can't say I've ever seen one. I can't say I've ever seen one. I was no.
Well, when I went to one AMC show, went up in Sturbridge, maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
There was one there, and that's the only one I've ever seen.
No kidding. Yeah, no, I can't.
Didn't have no side moldings, no rear wheel moldings, just a plain backside. This little hubcaps with the white rims, and it was a green. Of course, with a green Hornet, it was green.
Yeah, I'm looking up here in an article. It says here, back in '71, little AMC considered adding a pickup truck to their compact Hornet automobile line.
Yep.
That eventually included a coupe sedan and hatchback of the Hornet line.
You're right.
And it says here, oh, here it is. However, just one you little hot ticket.
What's that?
However, this is about the Hornet you're looking at there. Yep. However, just one prototype of the AMC Hornet Cowboy was ever built. No wonder I never saw one. You're trying to get me fast. You threw me a fastball. So, yeah, only one was built, Billy. So maybe the president saw it, the company, and the engineer who built it. But while the pickup trucks based off cars were popular, such as the El Camino and the Ford Ranchero,
right,
and AMC built many trucks through their Jeep line, AMC Cowboy just never developed beyond a single rare prototype model.
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah, there you go. They got a picture here. It has a green tailgate with white fenders.
Yep, I can tell you. I got it right here.
Yeah, I guess it is rare.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, that's like looking for the unicorn. Yeah, that's... oh, you're right. I see a red one here, too. That's strange.
There you go.
Yeah, they got a red one here I'm seeing now with the Jeep in the back. Yeah, you're right. It has big Jeep, the old-fashioned 60s Jeep logo.
Right.
Yeah.
And the tailgate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good-looking machine, though.
No, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't put it into... Well, that's unfortunate. Well, now everything's international. It's driven by...
Well, I had to figure out something tough.
Yeah, that was tough. Yeah. They only made one. Yeah, that was a tough one. It's interesting, though, looking it up. I learned something.
Well, probably the one I seen up in Sturbridge, somebody probably did and made a Hornet front car and put a bed on the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the closest I've seen.
Wow. Yeah, that's it's different. I remember the Hornets. We sold a lot of AMC
on this vehicle.
No, we sold a lot of
guards on everything. You know.
Well, the most AMC products in the day when I was a young guy didn't impress me too much. I did like the Ambassadors, the Rambler Ambassadors. Their interiors remind me of, kind of like being at Perry's or Albertine's funeral parlor. The interiors are like caskets. Very, very luxurious inside materials they used. You remember the AMCs, the Rambler, the Ambassador Classic?
Yep.
Had beautiful interiors in them. I mean, they were very well done. I mean, it's just impressive work. And today you don't see that kind of quality in these cars, these new interiors. And that really impressed me. And it made a big difference looking at the car.
Gave a nice ride.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yep.
My wife had an AMC before we were married. Her father bought an AMC. And what was neat about those, Billy, was the first car we had with reclining seats.
Yeah.
That was quite an impressive for an American car. See, we came out with all these things, but the Japanese capitalized on it.
Right, yeah, and we just stopped everything.
Yeah. Well, I guess, some of the comments being made politically today, we've just kind of given up on a lot of stuff. But now we're really dumbing down. But, that's interesting, Billy.
Well, all right, Ralphie.
Okay, sir. Good to hear your voice, and you sound like you're back in the game. They're strong. Your legs feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm strong again. Yeah, I'm doing everything.
Good.
Be up shortly for an oil change.
Well, make sure you bleed the system for all you can, buddy. Get back all that money you gave.
All right, I'll catch you later.
See you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye. Okay. Very good afternoon to you, caller. How are you with me? I know you've been waiting patiently, so I'll give you a few seconds to get to the phone. It's your turn. So come on, pick up the phone. We're waiting for you. And you can give us a call here at 996-0500. I do have this caller. You better get to your phone because I'm going to hang up with you. I know you've been waiting, so I'll give you the courtesy. You can call us here, 996-0500. The name of the program is All About Cars. My name is Ralph Medeiros, and you haven't gotten to the phones yet, so I'm sorry. I'm going to have to let you go. A very good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon.
Hey.
Ralph, I got a couple of questions I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
A 2008 Mitsubishi Endeavor, is that a good vehicle or no?
That's the sports utility vehicle, correct? The Endeavor?
Yeah, front-wheel drive. It's not four-wheel drive. It's front-wheel drive.
Okay, well, they made it an all-wheel, too, right? It's kind of like a sports utility, though, right? The Endeavor?
Something like that, yeah right. Something like that, but it's a two-wheel drive, it's a front-wheel drive.
Yeah. How many miles on this car?
68,000.
Yeah, and the body's clean, no rust, no real...
No, clean as can be.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad machine. Just do your research on it, and...
But everybody I talked to said they never heard of it. They never seen many of them, and there's none around.
Well, no, I've worked on them. Them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I've worked on them. That's why I asked you all-wheel drive, but I guess they built it in front drive also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a bad machine, no. I mean, I would just do your homework on it and make sure it's clean. We can survey it for you if you wanted.
Yeah.
We can do that for a small fee and give you an unbiased report of what you're buying. We don't care where you're getting it from, but we'll just give you a report of the condition of the car.
But there's not a lot of headaches with it or something like that? I was told the transmission and motors ain't that strong in them or something like that.
Well, listen, there isn't a car out there that you couldn't throw a stone at. Most machines have had issues through the years, even Hondas, Toyotas. I mean, all cars are like people; they get sick. And
I just figured some have more problems than others.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, that's very true. And but you just have to check it out. I'm not aware of the Mitsubishi Endeavor being any more prone to problems in that specific class than other makes they're competed against.
Okay, and the other one I was curious about, it's a 2005 Ford pickup truck, four-wheel drive.
Okay.
It's got 120,000 miles on it.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
Well, then
it's got the four doors. What does it call it? Crew cab.
Yeah.
Call it a crew cab.
Right.
Yeah. Those pretty good.
Yeah, Ford makes a good truck. But see, you're asking me these questions. I can't emphasize more to you than the condition of the vehicle and the people you're buying it from, if it's been serviced properly. When you get into 4x4s and trucks, they take quite a bit of resources to make them nice machines. If you're buying it for you to drive, and if the vehicle isn't in good shape, you're going to be paying the bills for 30 days.
Well, it looked like it came off the showroom floor. That's how clean it is,
Well,
really
they they buy your eye, okay?
Yeah.
They make them look good. They buy your eye. It's kind of like looking at a beautiful woman. You know what I mean?
But the miles not bad on it, is it?
An 05 with a $112, you said?
You $120.
No, the mileage isn't stupid. No.
No.
The mileage sounds young on the truck. What kind of price?
5.4 engine motor.
Yeah. We have some trucks you can check us out. Check out our website.
Yeah. Are those heavy on gas or what?
Well, yeah, it's not a Honda Civic, that's for sure.
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you're talking
the same.
14 to 18, if I had to put a number on it.
Yeah, 14, 18.
Yeah, on a good day, 18, going down 7 hills in Fall River or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they're not.
All right.
So well, good luck.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you for the call. Yeah, bye. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Ralph.
Yes, sir.
A while ago, you were talking about weather.
Yes.
And right? My mother tells me it's her wedding anniversary is today. She would have been married. She got married in 1942.
Wow.
And the weather pattern was the same. She said it was a warm day. Women who came to the wedding in fur coats said they couldn't wear them because it was so warm.
Yeah.
And long sleeve gowns, and it's just incredible.
So I mean, it's a cycle.
It's a cycle, yes. If you believe in it, yes, it's absolutely right.
Well, I mean, they're trying to. I'm still on the fence on this global climate change, global warming. Call it what you will. Ice packs. NASA has photos of the ice packs growing in Antarctica, but yet it's melting up north in the North Pole. I mean, you get all kinds of conflicting information. But one thing's for certain. The mood is by the governments and the politicians and the left-leaning politicians in many cases want to put carbon taxes. and raise the price of fuel significantly, which will affect a lot of poor folks more. In this country, we have a lot of poor people now. I mean, all the money's left Main Street and gone to Wall Street, and these people want to see gasoline a hell of a lot higher than it is now to move us away from it.
Yep.
And our president just shut down the Keystone Pipeline, which is going to be, cost thousands of jobs, and and steel workers and excavators and good work,
Everything.
Good job, union help. I mean, so they're taking the the shadis on that, and they're saying as well it's because he's appeasing the climate people and all, the Sierra Club and all this. But I think it's also a payoff to a good Democrat called Warren Buffett, who owns the railroads, and they're going to be hauling all. It doesn't mean the oil's not going to come south from the north. It means it's going to be done by railroads, and Warren Buffett and his corporation is trained. What is it? CTX is the name of the train company. Maybe you know the initials, but he's going to profit by this. So we'll just continue moving it by train, having more train accidents and more oil spills, and life goes on. So it's just a big game. But hey, so your mother got married in 42 on this day.
Yep.
Wow. Is your mom still living?
Oh, yes. She's 93. She'll be 94 in February. Sharp as a tack.
God bless her. Well, that's good. I love talking to older folks, talk about history. I love the history of the 30s and the 40s and the 20s.
If you get her on a roll, when she starts talking, we forget about her. But when she starts talking, she was a kid in the 20s, and what they didn't have compared to today, no microwave, no television.
Oh, I remember. Hey, I grew up with none of that stuff. We had a TV. We only got 2 stations until Channel 6 opened up. We had 3. So that was a big deal.
And, how simple life was back then for her.
Well, I mean, in a way, there was just more honesty in a sense, okay? Just people had, I mean, you kept your word, and if you didn't, you were considered a bum or a scoundrel. You know what I'm saying? Today, a lot of people just don't have any respect to their word.
No.
I looked then, I mean, if you didn't keep your word to somebody, boy, it was, you did a lot of business deals on handshakes.
That's right.
And now you have to have 2 or 3 lawyers show up. Because people, everybody's trying to rat out on, you know what I mean? Everybody's trying to beat the system. It's a whole different mindset. Hey, not to say they didn't have crime back then. You had Al Capone. You had some real tough guys back there. Bug Stevens. You had, they had the element for sure. I mean, it's throughout history. But we've lost a lot of the qualities of Americanism. Okay? Right. Now we're talking about socialism, and it's just. Think about it. I mean, it's our culture. The American culture is got a lot of holes in it. It's like the flag's been shot up pretty bad. And
thank you for taking my call.
You're entirely welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very good afternoon to you, caller. Thank you for holding.
Hello, Ralph.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How are you today? Listen, I was trying to get in when you and Billy were on earlier, but anyway,
okay.
I called. That jacket, the collarless jacket that Billy was talking about.
Yes, sir.
Quite sure it was called a Nehru jacket.
The Nehru jacket.
Yeah, and he got the decade wrong, I believe. I believe that was like the late 60s, 68, 69, that era. They wore it, then they wore it with like a chain and a medallion.
Well, yeah, but wait a minute. Now you're going with more. They did wear that earlier.
It was called a Nehru jacket.
Nehru, huh?
Yeah, because he was the Prime Minister of India. Matter of fact, he wore that jacket,
okay.
and then he wore like kind of looked like a soda jerk's cap from the 50s and 40s, but it was cloth.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was Prime Minister of India, and it was Nehru. They named the jacket after him. I think that's the jacket he's talking about, but I'm not going to say there wasn't one in the 40s because I'm not sure. But
no, but you bring up we're talking about, it's an interesting subject because now when you said Nehru jacket, my mind immediately went to, and you mentioned the 60s and all that.
Yeah.
Is I immediately thought of Dr. Evil.
Yeah, like that.
Remember, he had that Nehru jacket, right?
Yeah, that jacket. Yeah, I remember it because I'm up at 8. I remember when them jackets came out. Yeah, they kind of, a lot of people wore them, but I didn't care for it myself.
Yeah, but I think there was obviously they didn't call it a Nehru was what? Prime Minister of India, what? They had to be after the 40s, right?
Yeah. He probably
50s?
Circa, sometime around when Gandhi, remember Gandhi?
Right, oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Indira Gandhi, yeah, around that era. So I don't know, I think he passed away. It could have been 70s, 80s, I'm not sure. But,
I know in the 60s culture, which was a little kinky and weird on styles and stuff, the Nehru jacket or a version of it.
But Billy's talking about the 40s, right?
The 40s, they did have a version in the 40s and 30s. Some of the old movies, like with Peter Lorre and when he was Dr. Moto. Was it Mr. Moto?
Yeah, Mr. Moto, yeah.
So,
and Karloff, too, played it, Karloff,
Yeah.
But anyway, that was just a little trivia.
Thank you. You brought up an interesting subject there because we're crossing decades here in styles and cars.
I'll ask Billy about that when I see him next time at one of the car shows. Okay.
We were talking about Mao now. We're back to Mao. We're running out of time here, but Mao.
The Mao jacket. Similar. Yeah.
Thank you. We got to go. Catch us on the other side of the hour. Thanks for listening. All About Cars. Ralph Medeiros. We'll be back. And in an appropriate timeline. Sometimes it takes a week, sometimes 2, sometimes a month. It took me one time to find one of our customers in way over in Rhode Island, in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. He's a doctor over there, a cardiologist. He wanted to buy a Mini Cooper for his wife, and a very clean, low-mileage Mini Cooper. He didn't want to buy brand new. He wanted to save a few bucks. Actually saved himself just under $10,000 by buying a very low-mileage one. I found one. It took me 3 months to get the color, the mileage, to just get everything there. And I looked at a lot of Mini Coopers from New York, to Boston. I don't buy too much in the Boston metro. The cars tend to be rougher up there and more beat up and more salt and more just rougher, just parking, bumper burns, more accidents. Metro Boston's a rough, tough area on automobiles, and they just show it. More gritty, if you will. So, but I did find one, and it only had 12,000 miles. It was the right color, everything, and he's very happy because his wife's very happy, and we got him his car, and like I said, that specific car. Did take a little more work to find, but we do find them, and to find the right car does take time sometimes. More cars have been coming into the market because new car sales have been up, so people obviously trade their used car in. So it creates a little more in the marketplace. There's a little more movement, if you will, of inventories. But people are keeping their cars longer, so it is harder to find good, clean machines. And most people neglect their cars, so they don't maintain them properly. So you have to be very judicious when you go out and buy these cars. We go out first, so we look at that, and we try to find cars that have records and been maintained properly, and not just had the life sucked out of them. And because some people just drive the hell out of their cars and they don't put nothing back in them. And we try to avoid those kind of cars. They're not on our shopping list because they're just problematic generally, because they just basically, like I said, drove the life out of them. And they just did the minimum, maybe an oil change, okay? And now some of these cars have lights that come on to remind you, because a lot of people it's not in their mind. Their mind is everywhere but paying attention to keeping the things in their life that are expensive up and running properly and maintained properly. The old-timers tend to understood that you have to maintain your cars, and I guess it goes back to your horses as well. When you had horses, the horse didn't just run forever and carry you around. It had to be fed, groomed, washed, taken care of. And machines are no different. A mechanical machine, be that what it may. So, but that's where we stay focused. We just try to provide good service. We also offer different services if your car was totaled and you're dealing with your insurance company. It's wise if to get another opinion. We give people appraisals in our view of what a car's worth if your car's totaled, based on its condition and mileage, and everything being respective. We're not going to give you pie in the sky. Values, are kind of like in the eye of the beholder, but we have to temper some people. Some people come in and they have values of their car that was totaled of being way out of line with the insurance company. And sometimes we have to kind of go in and say, listen, the insurance company's light, but you're way out of line. This car's only worth maybe 500, 1,000 more than what the insurance company's telling you, not the 3,000 that you think, because the market's not going to allow that. When you own one of something, it's always worth more to you. We're in the business of moving metal, so we look at values. We're always appraising cars. We appraise cars for people who, states, corporations. If you have a corporation, and you're going to buy that asset out of the corporation, we'll put a value on it, so that you'll have a professional valuation done by people in the business, so that if the IRS ever question the transfer of that asset off the books for a certain price, you can say, well, hey, I had it appraised prior, and this is what they came up with, so I didn't just do it arbitrarily. So we offer that service for some of our corporate accounts. Unfortunately, there aren't as many companies here as there used to be, but nonetheless, we do it, and we get called on that. We do it for a lot of folks, mostly in the case if someone passes away in the family. We can appraise the car. We can sell the car for the family. We've done that countless times. So if you've inherited a car from a family member that can no longer drive the car for whatever reason, or if they've passed on, and you've had the car sitting around and you want to, it's a very emotional issue on occasion, because that was your dad's car, your mom's car, or your husband's car, your wife's car, and some people are reluctant to sell it right away, and but very often they let the car sit, and it basically goes to hell in a handbasket, and then it costs a few bucks more to put it back in shape, and sometimes you need these resources to go on, so it's best to think about those things. And if you have that situation, or you come across that situation, we can help you out of it by selling the car, and you don't have strangers showing up at your house or calling you all hours of the night when you put these ads on Craigslist as an example, and you have all kinds of different folks calling you and showing up and snooping around your house, and it's not, you have to be extremely cautious today, okay? Just people sometimes pretend that they're nice, but in fact they have their own devious things, intentions in their mind, and you have to be cautious. It's just the way it is. I've seen all kinds of cases in my career of people being basically ripped off. And so we act as a firewall, and we can help you sell your car. If you have a decent car, we'll appraise it and guide you. Some of them are easy, some of them are hard to get off of. And but we do work in earnest to see that we get you a fair value for your car, and it negates our expense in doing it, because very often you're going to settle for less than we're going to get. And we don't misrepresent the car, and we can help facilitate the sale in many, many ways by arranging financing. These people come in, sometimes they haven't even thought about their financing. We can instantly run a credit check and see if they're eligible for financing, and make arrangements for them that's in agreement with their, with what they want. And if they have a trade, we can liquidate it on the spot, which facilitates them buying your car. So we offer those kind of services in the marketplace, and we've done it for folks all in this greater area, because we service and sell all over the place, all over the world for that matter. We just had a fellow drive in, well, excuse me, he didn't drive in, he drove out, but he flew in, and we had to pick him up in Boston, and he was in Michigan, and he came in with his dad, and he bought one of our cars, and we had to, we sent him downtown to go for dinner. He wanted to have some chowder, so we made some recommendations for him, and obviously we referred him to New Bedford businesses, because, well, we're in New Bedford. We'd like to see New Bedford be more successful, and we referred him to go downtown to certain restaurants, and then from there he drove back to Michigan with his son. Well, actually, the son bought the car, but the father and son came down together, and right now I guess they're well on their way back home. So we are involved in a lot of local sales, as well as sales involved pretty far out of the area, and actually in other parts of the world as well. So give me a call here, 996-0500, 996-0500. I'm going to play a little, not right now, but I got a caller. I'm going to take care of these calls, but I got a little video montage we're going to play. But let me take care of these callers. A very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hi, Ralph.
Hi. How are you?
Don't mean to go against the idea of selling good used cars, which I know that you do.
Yeah.
But do you remember the days, maybe back in the 60s, 70s, maybe up to even the 80s, where if you were cheap and didn't have any money, get a roll of quarters, go up to the Braintree Mall and stay at a payphone, and just start calling on Sunday on the Boston Sunday Globe. And you could. I bought four in days when I didn't have any money. I bought 4 good cars. Some of those, it wasn't I didn't mess them up. My relatives did. So I bought 4 good cars. I bought one for my sister. You'd have to be patient. You'd have to have a car there, so you could go all the way around Boston, wherever they were, whatever sounded good, and you could get a good car on any given Sunday. It seemed like. You
mean a good used car?
Good used car, yep.
And
very good used car. You can tell by the way the person is talking to you on the phone as to whether he's responsible a little bit. You can go see it, and I got some good. You just cannot do that there is no such thing as cars advertised in the Globe or anywhere else. I bought 5 there, 5 that way, and I bought 1 from the Standard Times. Actually, a want ad still in the Standard Times in the mid '90s. They still had a car ad, a private party. But and I don't mean to. Nowadays, if I had to get a car, I would buy a used car. I don't mind buying used cars, but I'd go to somebody like you.
Yeah,
I would simply do that.
Well, the market's changed.
The market has changed.
Yeah,
so much.
And if you go to these online sites like Craigslist.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You don't trust them.
Well, they have a value, but boy, it's caviar emptor all the way.
Yeah,
and you really have to pay attention.
Yeah, right.
And I've seen so many people who are naive, and they get really taken to the cleaners.
You can get. Oh, I'm sure you could.
And there's deals there too as well, but you have to be,
but I don't know. I wouldn't know how to interpret what's a deal or not.
Well, last night I had dinner with a young lady who's in charge of the. She's one of the people in charge of the Consumer Protection Board for the state.
Right.
Downtown in Boston, and she deals with the lemon law. And she was telling me all the issues between dealers. There's a lot of dealers out there who are schlocky and schmucks, and they don't.
I'm sure they're Boston. I'm sure they're.
Well, she handles the whole state though, so there's bums everywhere. You know what I mean?
Bums everywhere, right?
Right. And everybody wants to get rich, but they don't want to. I can only prosper if I have your interest. In view, all right,
right.
and then
the lemon law adds a complication, and that is really in place now. That wasn't really in place.
No, but it's a firewall to help consumers.
Yeah, sure.
But
I'm sure it helps.
It still doesn't
complicates the idea of quick sales.
Well, it does, but it doesn't. It doesn't negate people's stupidity.
I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You can still get.
If you go into a deal and you're stupid about your decision, and you're not thinking, or you don't have enough. If you don't know what you're doing, at least get somebody that does, or go to people that
Thankfully, I think I shouldn't take credit. My dad was good at that. He'd be the one that introduced me to that.
Well,
he'd go along too, and he'd make sure that we weren't doing anything wrong. He was good at that in buying those used cars in Boston. But that was a good venue to try.
Right.
And in those days I needed a car. I worked out of town. I was always in a car, and I needed a good car at times, and I could always pick one up on pretty much any of those given Sundays. The Sunday Globe was so good, probably better than other big city papers. It was just good. It was just known for
it had pages and pages of
pages and pages of ads, and a lot of them were cheaper cars because students just wanted to get rid of the car as the semester was over. But occasionally you'd find well-to-do people who just had an extra car and wanted to go upgrade to something else. And, you could just sort of sense who might be good to try to go look at the car. And it always worked out. Very good people, somehow.
No, you're right.
I don't know. That was my experience. I never seemed to have much luck buying cars in New Bedford, in the paper in those days. But I could always do it in Boston.
You still have your Honda?
Yeah. You recognize the voice?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I saw you.
That's going to be my last car.
Well, don't be that pessimist, but.
Well, I'm not. That's optimistic.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's another way.
It'll live to be 100, and that car will still be going. It'll have
I know you've nurtured it on.
miles on it, and I'll still be getting. Ralph, I took it to New York. Can I? Well, since you brought it up, I want a little insight. I took it to. I just don't do too much. I decided, what the hell, Columbus Day. I said it was a nice day. I said, I've done nothing this summer. I'll take a ride. I didn't want to go anywhere far.
Yep.
And I just said, well, I'll drive down to New York. I decided I want to check out the Lower East Side, where Al Pacino was from.
Wow.
I like Al Pacino.
Yeah,
see
me
what
too.
it looks like. So I drove down there, started at noon, drove down, but east of New Haven, Ralph, unbelievable. I said, oh, this is the stupidest thing I've done. Weather's great. Traffic just tied completely up from east of New Haven as 91 came down. And I'm thinking, I picked the wrong day. People coming back from up in Canada, northern Mass, up in the Berkshires and beyond, Vermont, maybe, looking at foliage, coming back from the 3-day weekend. And then I'm realizing, as I had the radio on, it was the game after the Mets game. They were in the playoffs where the Dodgers second baseman upset the Dodger runner upset the second baseman, and so there was a little revenge factor. And there probably are I'm thinking there's a lot of Mets fans in Connecticut, Western Connecticut, and the Bronx on down, so that they're all on the road. Ralph, it took me from that point. I usually can do it in about 4 hours to New York.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 8.5 hours to get to New York. I got there at 9:30, and I found I was able to find the Lower East Side and just parked the car and walked a little bit, walked the block, and turned around and just drove back home and left at 9:30. But I just want to say,
you made it back safe.
Here's the point. Here's the point, Rob. I always got to brag. I'm saying this will kill my mileage. I just had a tank filled up at the beginning. When I filled it up again, 61.88.
Wow.
62 miles a gallon, even with that. And this was, I'm telling you, Ruff, this was start and stop, start and stop. You know how those big traffic jams are. Yep. All the way down. Isn't that tremendous? I couldn't believe that, Mark.
Knowing who I'm talking to, I know for a fact you did your math right.
Right. No, I do the math right.
Most people I would question on the math.
No, I do that. If anything, Ralph, I will underestimate the miles a little bit and overestimate. I'll just keep on filling until I just can't. And I know they say don't do that until I just can't get anything more in there. Allow any expansion or any drip down from the tank. And I also have a theory. I think something's wrong. I think I've mentioned this to you. I think it is a little inflated in that car. I think when you do it, there's something with the canisters and the fume neutralization that when the car is really warm, which it is when I fill it up afterwards on a mileage check, I think the hotness of it actually pushes the liquid up. I'm not, see what I'm saying a little bit? I don't know how that would, I can't give you a scientific, but I think it is a little bit inflated. It's what I'm getting. It's the mileage I'm getting, and I'm sure it's the exact calculation.
Well, the people who are extremely frugal
would do it differently.
Would based on what you just told me about the gasoline,
right?
They would buy their gas in the morning,
right?
When it was cooler, so they
it was cooling,
had more. So the gasoline didn't expand. So they would buy more gas. In other words, their gas would expand in a tank that have more gas.
So as the
that was the thought. That was the thought.
And the thought. My dad was tight. I'm tight like him. His idea also was
you're not tight. You're frugal.
When you buy it, frugal. Use the word frugal. When you buy it, also in the wintertime, or it's cooler in the ground.
Right.
Than it is even in the summertime. It's cooler in the ground.
Right.
So buy it when it's cool, and you'll get the benefit of the expansion, little bit of liquid expansion.
Yep.
Liquid actually does expand.
Yep.
Forgetting about the vaporization, that too. But liquids will expand a tiny bit.
Yep.
You get the benefit of the expansion through your drive, and then
You're
fill
right.
it up before it gets. Fill it up.
See, now
how can I say? Fill it up before coolness sets in, so that you don't get any contraction.
Now
you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. It is true. It does. There is some actual. There is. I used to work on the soda and mass pack up in the north end, right, in the industrial park, and there is a bit of expansion. Any liquid will expand just a tiny bit.
See, people don't think along these lines any longer, and our government certainly doesn't doesn't even know the word frugality means.
They don't even.
They're spendthrifts in every sense of the way, and we're going broke because of it.
Right.
But I do thank you for the call.
Well, my dad thought of that kind of stuff. He would be happy. He and I would be happy with a car that somehow worked on Japanese aerodynamics where you actually got thrust out of not even having the engine on some kind of wing or something.
Yeah.
You look into all that stuff. Okay.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you, Ralph.
Yeah, that's a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Very good call. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hey,
Thank you for
Ralph,
holding.
this is Fred. How you doing?
Hey, Fred, how are you?
Okay, I just want to call Ulysses, the guy went in the repair department.
Yes, sir.
He's a jewel.
Yeah, you've dealt with him, yeah.
He's really a hell of a nice fella. He's doing anything to help you.
Yeah.
And he's right.
He doesn't.
Makes me laugh. But he's a great person, and he knows his job. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does. He's an honest soul. He doesn't, he's not. He doesn't say a lot of words, but he's straight as an arrow.
Listen, Norm and I got a great respect for him.
Yeah, I know he's a nice
dynamite.
No, he's a nice feller.
Yeah.
We've kind of learned to live together. You know, we have our differences, but that's what life is about.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what life's about. How you feeling, Fred?
I'm doing pretty good. I was going to take some new medication, but I didn't want to take it last night because I was up all over the place.
So you didn't try that stuff, that pill, then, no?
No, I'm going to probably try. See, I can't do it tomorrow because I'm leaving.
Oh, all right. Well, you can always call me. You have my cell, right? You have my... Well, call me at the shop. I thought I gave you my card.
Oh, yeah, all right.
But just let me know how you're making out, just so you... I got to talk to you anyway in the future, but just to make sure you stay healthy.
Yeah, Anyway,
I can get you that name.
I gotta...
So you're leaving us when? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay,
really.
So you're going to be like the hummingbirds heading south.
You got it.
Yeah.
Run away.
Gee, there's such warm weather here now. You could probably hang around another week.
That's my kind of luck.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to chill down a little bit in the evening starting next week.
Yeah.
But, boy, I got up real early this morning. I went out in my skivvies, and, boy, the moon and the planets and the skies, and it was just so impressive. I mean, it was in awe. The Bible says the skies are for man's enjoyment. Boy, they were not fooling around with that. You're very humbled when you look up there. And,
Yeah.
And I think of all the mathematics involved there, and it certainly goes beyond my understanding.
Oh, yeah. It's way out there.
And even Einstein was stressed out trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's very good to hear your voice, Fred.
Yeah. I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're against the clock or not. They did a story on Einstein. You know what he did? I think it was in the 40s. They got this big, gigantic, looked like a big wheel on the side of a ship. It was electronic and magnet and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he could make people disappear and stuff. Everybody laughed at him. But the story's around it. If you look for it, you can find it. He did it. Some of the guys did disappear. When they came back, they were cuckoo. It destroyed their minds.
Really?
Yep. He made the ship he was on disappear.
Well, there's different... I don't think we figured it all out yet, but there are different dimensions, and there's different...
definite.
I mean, think about this. People say, "Oh, you guys are crazy." But if we went back to, let's say, relatively modern times, let's say in 1860, right at the beginning of the Civil War.
Right.
Well, they already had telegraphs, so they already are that you could send a message coast to coast in seconds. But if you said, well, hey, pretty soon you'll be able to walk around with a device in your hand and make a phone call to somebody across the country, around the world, radio waves, they look at you and say, what are you, nuts? But the laws of physics already allowed that to happen. We just haven't figured out how to do it.
Yeah.
Or even to fly. If you said, well, we're going to have planes that'll fly, we're going to be able to fly 300-400 people at a time, from Maine to Florida in 3 hours, 4 hours. And they're going to say, what are you smoking or drinking? You must be drinking some good Cuban rum or something, back in the day.
Yeah.
But it's all reality today.
Yeah.
So it's
all coming back.
Well, the laws allowed it. In other words, we just haven't figured the math to make it happen.
Yeah, the math is very, very hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So that so there'll be other inventions and discoveries.
Oh yeah.
It's discoveries essentially, and we discover how to do things. But the natural laws allow it to happen. It's just we haven't figured out how to do it, all of it. And there'll be others in the future because 50 years from now, these will look like very old days.
That's right.
Look at the first recordings. I mean, imagine back in, 1900, 1905, 1910 to record a voice and then have a record and play it, next week, next month, next year. It was like a marvelous thing to hear music anytime you wanted.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to go to a church or a choir or a concert. It was like in your living room. You just wind up your record player and play it.
That's it.
That was like people were astounded by that. You could preserve somebody's voice.
Yep.
And now we take it for granted.
That's right.
Yeah, it's totally taken for granted.
That's what man does.
And most people don't understand how it works. People today are there's such a huge disconnect between the devices they use and their knowledge of the device. It's incredible. So when the power goes out, everybody's dumb.
Yeah, they look around at one another.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
Well, I do wish you a safe journey.
Yes.
You and your gal, so you be safe.
I'll let you know how I make out with that stuff.
Watch out for Buford.
Yeah.
Getting pulled over and burning. Down there in the good old South.
Yeah, it's here pretty hot.
Yeah, I would imagine if it's this warm up here, it's got to be warm down there.
Yeah. That's what he told me. He said, Freddie, make sure you come see me right away. I don't know what's going on, but he's all excited about something. This is another friend. He plays a steel guitar. He's real good, too.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the steel guitar.
Yeah, we play a lot.
Yeah, that's nice stuff. And you're going to be down around the Delray area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Delray, Fort Lauderdale, and around there, yeah.
Yeah, that's my home's in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I like that. And Hollywood, right next door. And
that's right. Yeah. That's nice there, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the Butterfly...
World?
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that a beautiful place?
Yeah. You been there?
Yeah, oh, gee, it blew me away being there.
They land right on your hands.
Oh, I went to. If you go to Florida, you got to make it, folks out there. You haven't been down to Butterfly World, and that's not in what town's that in? That's not in Hollywood. It's not far.
Is it Pompano?
Yeah, maybe it's Pompano. It's the limits of Pompano. But anyway, Butterfly World.
Yeah.
It's in South Florida. Absolutely a beautiful time to go down there and really go through. If you got kids or just you and your significant other.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Butterfly World is just a marvelous place to go to and enjoy.
The monarchs are beautiful.
Oh, all of them. I mean,
the
it's just.
color is fantastic.
If I get back down there, maybe I want to sneak away. I want to get down there. One of my relatives married a gal down there. She's Cuban.
Yeah.
And every time I see her, I go, "Comrade, how are you?" She thinks I'm. I said, "Man, you're out there." She says, "I left that country because of that." I said, "I know that, comrade." I said, "Well, we're going to go to Cuba now." So, but I have fun with her. She thinks I'm off the wall, but.
That's all right. We all are a little bit.
You know.
Tell them that they don't feel so bad. Okay, Ralph, I got to do a few things.
All right, be safe. Good to hear your voice.
Yes, I'll give you a holler and get settled out down here.
And I hope it works out for you like we discussed.
Oh, I hope so.
All right, let me know if that helps you. And then remember, I told you where to buy that stuff to get it much cheaper.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And I hope it helps you because it's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
All right, my friend.
Good. Okay, God bless, buddy.
Yeah, God bless. Be safe.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Very good to hear his voice. Let's see. What are we doing here? Like this. Okay, help Mr. Wizard. That stays on that arrow. Okay. I try to. Okay. Oh, okay. Matt took care of that. We're going to play a audio montage here, and then I'll play a tune. I'm going to go. I mean, just to show you some of the differences of our American culture today. We got a caller here. Let me respect this caller here. A very good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes.
Hi.
Just checking in with you, Chaplain Amadeo.
Hey,
how you doing, buddy?
Ralphie boy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm quiet, a lot more quiet now. I made a bed and breakfast out of the house. I have a nice family. Yeah, they said they want to stay by the week until they move on, and I thought that was nice to help with the taxes. So just want to say great show, and I love you guys. And Ulysses, your own family there as much as your staff. That's all. Just checking with you, okay?
Well, you're okay? Everything's all right, right? You're having good? Yeah,
just, of course, the shock of it after 15 years, I have voices in the house and rules. I'm used to that. Shut up, like you in the shop. See you later.
All right, Ralphie. Thank you. Yeah, bye-bye. That's our Wareham caller. That's good. Okay, we got to look at this. Matt, what am I messing up here? Wrong side. Right church, wrong pew, right? Okay. We're going to play a audio montage. Here we go. And a song afterward.
Americans are dumber than ever before. The average IQ of Westerners has dropped by a staggering 14 points over the last century. We now have attention spans less than that of goldfish. Our children are also becoming stupider. Since 2006, the average SAT score has fallen 20 points. In Japan, high school students are at the same educational level as Americans who hold 4-year college degrees. For 2 million years of evolution, our brains grew larger, but there's been a reversal. Our brains are now physically shrinking. The anecdotal evidence isn't that encouraging either. Take a look.
World War II. Ever hear of it?
No.
No, you've never heard of World War II?
No.
Who were the two teams in World War II?
George Bush versus Saddam, whatever his name is. I don't know.
How many world wars have there been?
3.
Can you tell me what democracy is?
No.
It's crap.
Name one country in Europe.
I don't know.
You don't know?
When the Founding Fathers signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776, what year did they sign the Declaration of Independence and break away from England to start America?
78. I don't know.
1978?
Yeah.
1978.
A country that starts with a U. Utopia.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
What do you think the TPP is?
TTP?
No, what is TTP?
The DPP?
The what?
TPP. I have no idea.
Nope. I have no idea what that is. I ain't got a clue. I have no idea.
I have no idea. The toilet paper products.
I'm being totally honest. I just don't care right now.
Do you know what the TPP is?
Nope.
What's TPP?
Toilet paper?
They're coming up with new ways to screw the people. Does that surprise you?
No.
Do you care?
Not really.
Why don't you bother to know about the trade?
I just don't care.
Who is Fidel Castro?
A singer?
You guys hear what the March Against Monsanto event?
Actually, no. We just kind of appeared here.
Do you know what it is?
No, we don't.
Do you know what Monsanto is?
Nope, not at all.
Have you heard about Monsanto? No. GMOs? No. You have any interest in it? No.
I think they make carpet.
Genetically altered.
Monsanto.
Carpet
company.
Is that what? Is Monsanto makes carpet?
Sure.
I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as.
Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
When the Founding Fathers signed the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776, we declared independence from England.
Yeah.
What date did they sign the Declaration of Independence?
The date? I don't know.
What date was that?
That was 19 something, like 1914, 1912, 1876. I don't know.
Okay, I'm a little bit mixed up over the Palestinians and the Israelis. Okay, which one is throwing the rocks? How many sides does a triangle have?
Damn, 4.
There's no sides. Which way?
What's Osama bin Laden most infamous for?
Osama?
Yeah.
Or Obama?
Osama.
I have no idea who Osama is. Obama, you should run for a 3rd term because we need you.
Are you here voting for Obama's 3rd term?
Yes, of course.
Obama's 3rd term!
What does the D.C. and Washington, D.C. stand for?
Dominican Republic.
Washington Dominican Republic. The capital of America, what does that mean? Washington,
D.C., Washington, Obama. There you go.
Do you have a TV at home?
Yes, we do.
What does TV stand for?
Television viewing. That's all I know. TV, great TV.
Teleporting vortex.
There you go.
Teleporting vortex.
What is a mosque?
Don't have any idea.
You want to guess?
An animal.
You're a basic bitch.
Who is the vice president?
Vice President. Oh my God. I'm gonna pass.
Are you stupid or something?
Which state does KFC come from? What, the chicken? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, do you know what KFC stands for? Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And now we take great pleasure in presenting to you the star of our program, Miss Kate Smith.
Hello, everybody. It is my happy privilege to introduce a new song, God Bless America. While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairie to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountain to the prairie to the ocean. Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Dad. Don't be late.
No. White with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet
Right, Pop? Right, son.
God bless America, land that I love. Beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountain to the prairie to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America.
Kind of makes you think of Blake, doesn't it? Makes you think of a lot of things. We're going to be in this yet, Mom.
Hello, son.
Hi, Mom. Hello, darling.
New song?
Brand new, first time of the year. Brand new, my eye. You know, I threw that song out of Yip Yip Yap Hank 22 years ago. Sounds better now.
There you have it. We played the current in the beginning, the present, future, when you heard those voices being spoken about history, by the interviewee, and about our brain intellect and how it's shrinking. And then you heard the past of God Bless America, when that song, when people understood the meaning of the country and the ideals, and the country based on Judeo-Christian principles. Of course, we can't discuss those things now because we can't, we're not, we have to get away from the tenets of what this country was founded on, which is basically the Judeo-Christian ethics and moralities. But God Bless America is an American patriotic song written by Irving Berlin in 1918. Actually, it was written as a poem by him in 1918 during World War I, and was revised and rewritten by him and put to music in the later version and recorded by Kate Smith, and it became her signature song. Berlin, who wrote the song in 1918 while serving in the U.S. Army in Upton, in Yip Hank, New York, but decided it wasn't fit at the time, and just put it away and set it aside. And in 1938, with the rise of Hitler, and Irving Berlin, who was Jewish and first-generation European immigrant, felt it was time to revive it as a peace song, and it was introduced on Armistice Day broadcast in 1938, sung by Kate Smith on a radio show. And if we could go back in time to 1938, when she sang that song during a show, or walked the streets of New Bedford or New York, and we had of course back then you could record, but you'd have to write it to a record. In them days, you'd have to cut a record right there to record. They didn't have magnetic tape recorders like we do today. But if you could go to the streets and go through the city of New Bedford and talk to working folk, for the most part, who many of them never finished high school, and then you ask them about Armistice Day, and which we call Veterans Day today, they would have an understanding of what it meant and what it was about. And I would say today, if you did that, people don't have a clue, as you just heard in the first segment here. We've totally dumbed down. And I don't know if we'll save this country. I really don't. And I'm an optimist. I think that young people who've been brought up properly and reproved properly, there's less of them now who have a grip of what our parents, us being their parents, have taught them, and our parents taught us, and some things good, some things maybe not so good, but overall we kept the system going. Today there's a huge disconnect in the culture. And I'm a firm believer we should be taxing Hollywood for the crap they dispense. But see, they donate a lot of money, in particular to the Democrat Party, and they get away with a lot of things. But and they're not called for it on the carpet because they lined a lot of pockets, and that's just the way it is. And the same goes for the right. They line certain pockets as well. But culturally, we're way off base in this country, and kids just don't have a grip of what history's about, the past. So we'll be committed to repeat the fatal mistakes. Caller, you're on. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ralph. It was very refreshing to listen to Kate Smith. It brought back a lot of old memories as to when I was a kid and used to watch her every day.
Yeah.
And every day she sang that song. And, at the same time listening to the song, it's like I'm saying, wow, what we have lost.
Well, if you heard the first segment and you heard the interviews.
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, Jay Leno used to do something like that with people on the street and ask them questions, and it was amazing. And I thought, wow, how scary. These kids don't even know who the vice president is, and a lot of the questions that were asked. And I'm just saying, boy, have we lost so much. But you know something, I don't think everything's lost. I think I think we can somewhat not go back, but yet go back in a good way as far as teaching the kids. What are we teaching them in school? Aren't they learning anything?
No, you just heard in the beginning talking about, the lack of intellect and IQ has gone down, and we're spending more money now than ever. And then kids in Japan with high school education are smarter than Americans with a bachelor's degree.
That's true. That is so.
You have to sit back and you wonder why we're losing the game. You wonder why companies don't want to come back to America and invest. I mean, We have some.
And it's really a shame because you saw in the last election in New Bedford how only, a little over 23% of the voters went out to vote, and I'm thinking how shameful that is. I mean, we're in a free country, but if we keep doing what we're doing and going along these lines, we're not going to be the greatest country, that's for sure.
Well, I agree with you. I think, when you say the greatest country, there's a lot of caveats to that statement now. We're dumbing down. We've lost so many of our freedoms now, and we're losing more of them as government passes more rules, more regulations, more taxes. We're economically turning into slaves to the state.
Yeah, but I think what we're also doing is we're giving into the minority instead of sticking with the majority. I think that's what's happening. One person can complain, and there's always somebody to complain about something.
Well, the silent majority, yeah.
And then what happens, we give in to them. We shouldn't. I mean, we should be able to stick up for our rights. If there's something we don't like, we should be able to say it. I mean, as long as you're not going out and attacking someone, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hurting someone. I mean, to tell a joke today, to do anything today, you're not supposed to do this. And even small children in school, if there was just on TV, a little girl was going around giving hugs to kids. She got in trouble. And I thought, my God, how ridiculous. Don't we have larger problems than that?
Yeah. Well, no, and everybody's so afraid to be politically correct. And I'm tired of it in many ways. You got to be respectful, but we're losing our culture.
You have to be respectful, but I'm from the old school also. If if I have something to say, I usually say it. And
Good. Pay attention though to what's happening in Europe. The Germans now are being assaulted with a wave of hundreds of thousands of refugees coming in from Islamic countries, and it's the Islamification of Europe. And it's which is kind of a post-Christian nation. Major cultural upheaval over there, and it's going to start here. They want to take in hundreds of thousands over here. We got some real serious questions coming on the horizon here. Well, I got to let you go. Thank you for listening to the program.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Folks, thanks for listening. Look us up at Ralph's Auto Center in North New Bedford. We appreciate your business. God bless. Catch you next week, God willing. Bye-bye.